How do you manage with children that are struggling or, they're lacking in confidence, particularly in English at school?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Often they lack confidence because they don't know what they're supposed to be aiming for.
Right.
So, if they're looking at their work and they think, well, I've only got a 3, why? That's what chips away at their confidence.
Yeah.
So once they work with a tutor who can say, look, you need to do this here. This is what you're aiming for here. Once they know what they're aiming for and they've mastered particular techniques, then, they can see themselves progress.
Yeah, because it is, I remember the world of the English exam, and I said to you earlier, didn't I, it's very easy to go off on a tangent in your English exam and get it all wrong.
Yeah.
So, I think the reason I always loved maths was because there was a right answer and there was a wrong answer. You got a few extra marks for your workings, even if you got the wrong answer. But in English, I find it's quite a big thing to stay on the right path, and it's not as obvious, I would say, or maybe that's because I've got a numerical brain.
No, it's not as obvious. It's much more nebulous. There are ways that make it more defined.
Yeah.
First of all, you need to know your assessment objectives. And now that sounds very technical, but it isn't. It's basically, as an examiner, and I am one,
yeah,
it's you look at, an assessment objective is you need to write clearly in this particular area.
Right.
And you say, yes, there is a breadth of English, but the way you climb up grades is to do with depth. So the deeper and more perceptive your analysis is, the higher grade you get.
Right.
So, and that's what drives the grading system. Basically.
So once you've helped children to know what they're aiming for, the anxiety lifts a little bit for them.
Well, once they have strategies
to
achieve this,
to give them a bit more confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good. So it might be that there's a parent at home and their child is actually suffering with some anxiety over their English, and they're thinking, what can I do? How can I help my child? Getting in touch with someone like you would naturally help that situation.
Yeah,